I'd maybe want to remote neural monitor him to show his wife that he's really evil, that he's a liar, and what he has in his head is just a total opposite of what he's trying to present himself as while he does this in the shadows. I'd maybe want to do that for like a week, just to you know, see what he really is, because he's really evil. But you know, I'd never use this stuff on my enemies. I don't want to have enemies. That's my whole thing is I don't want to have anybody going against me or me going against them, because my philosophy in life is you gotta have a win-win situation. Like in business, you give somebody a good product, they give you money, everybody walks away happy. In society, you figure out things that help everybody. With this gang stalking thing and this directed energy program, families have to lose big time. For this to succeed and for money to be made, families have to lose really bad. For this guy to win, I have to lose very bad. My family has to lose very bad. It's not good business. It's not being a good person. It's not smart, because there are win-win situations in life that you can create. And I think I've gone over this in some of my videos. But it's very dangerous because they really do have a you know, they want to make me look you know, crazy. And there's one white kind of SUV sport utility vehicle. It really is dangerous because they're trying to hurt me covertly and then put people around me who are aggressive, who don't really want to see justice. They don't care. They just want somebody to hit. And they're going to do that more as they hurt my body more. So it is a cycle like that. And then it makes me, as I say, I'm being more attacked more heavily. If people make problems for me, you know, then I will be discredited. I'll look like I'm, you know, in the throes of mental illness. So it's really a sick thing where they are, you know, they are trying to make us look mentally ill, and we all know that. But so that's how my day started out, like, and so, you know, it's always like that. It's always something negative first thing, and you know, my life really should be positive. I mean, I work for a charity. I want to help my parents. You know, I just want, you know, regular, you know, relationships in my life. Maybe get married, have kids. But these people are fighting so viciously against it, and we really become enemies of the state. It's horrible to see. And it's horrible to see the type of people who get involved in this. They're not looking for justice. They're either scared or they're aggressive, and they want to hurt somebody. Kind of, you know, the nature of good and evil in people. It's awesome. I see people, and it's such a if this exists, then that has to exist type of thing. I see people who will never turn bad. They'll never do anything bad. They'll always fight for good. They always have empathy and compassion. It's just their nature. And I've seen it so much in this. But the problem is that if that exists, then the other side has to exist too. You know, where there are people who can't be good. And that's kind of disconcerting to me. That's a changed light on me, but I've been waiting here for a long time. Y'all comment on that. That's just a hopeless, it's not a hopeless thought that I have, but it's a negative thought that I have. That if one thing exists, then the opposite has to exist. And it's kind of sad for me because I always kind of thought people were just like me. You know, they wouldn't hurt anybody. There were a couple really bad apples. You know, Jeffrey Dahmers and Ted Bundys out there, Jim Joneses, but they were, you know, a handful of them. And this kind of makes me see that, you know, there are a lot of people who kind of want to do bad in the world. They kind of get off on it. They're looking for their chance. So just a couple of negative thoughts. Sorry about that, guys. But I am feeling pretty negative right now. I'm not feeling hopeless about our cause or anything like that. But they're hurting me very, very badly. I mean, it's like constant heating up of my spine. It is microwaves to my head, my nervous system. You know, I think y'all notice it. You can look at earlier videos and then look at me now. You know, they've hit my jaws a lot. And so it is, I mean, it does damage the body. Now, I do have to say that they are remote neural monitoring me. They are kind of pushing me over to the thought that they have hurt my body so that I can't heal. And that's not true. I've had an autoimmune disorder since I was 10 years. Well, I've had it all my life, I guess. I've had Crohn's disease, and I've healed from the worst things that didn't feel like I could heal up from. So they are pushing me into a line of thought where I am more negative, and I think I can't heal from this stuff. They're kind of, you know, amping up that remote neural monitoring. So I've got to be very, very careful about that and really have a lot of hope. But I do, when things are bad, I do want to say, you know, this is very bad, because I want to document how awful it is, how dangerous it is for all of us, and you know, that these people, my parents, don't know what's happened to me. And you know, I think, you know, my dad has had a lot of stuff happen, my mom too, my aunt. I really do think that they are targeting members of my family just because they were connected to me, not because my whole family was targeted, but it took on a life of its own as I entered this program and they started using weapons on me, and then I started hanging out, and there's a light change right in front of me. As I started just going to family dinners and stuff like that, they were surveilling those family members, and you know, they automatically became involved, which is a scary thing. It's a scary thing, and I'm not sure of it. With my dad, I'm pretty sure of what happened to him was a part of this, was a part of directed energy weapons. Things with my mom, I'm almost 100% positive she's being remote neural monitored. And I think they would do that to family members, especially people speaking out, who speak about this intelligently, to know what they're thinking about what we're saying. I think it's come to that where they can just do whatever they want. Nobody's catching them. They're unaccountable, so they go that far. I do believe they go that far. But I'll kind of get off of that, because we do want to just stop this program. And there are things that I can't prove, but I have gut feelings on it, and evidence. I have a gut feeling and evidence that is just piled up about what's happening to my family, and stuff that just can't be denied. You know, and I hope that y'all see some of that in these videos, in my words, and in the vehicular stalking. I know I don't need to convince any TIs. There's a guy with his arm hanging out with the white car in a very just unnatural way. Just an unnatural way where he's almost grabbing the side of the car. Nobody does that. That is a part of gang stalking. It's a signal. They want you to be intimidated and to know you're being watched. And then these people who are doing it, a lot of them don't know you're being microwaved. God help them if they do. God help them if they do. But alright, I just wanted to make a short video. I'm kind of coming up on 30 minutes almost. I'm just going to get a little bit more vehicular stalking as I drive down this main street. But it's pretty tough. It's tough on my body. And the problem is that it's gone on so long, you know, that at first it was like, you know, I'd just pump myself up. I'd adrenalize, you know, I'd heal. But as you get tortured through the years, your body just, you know, can't take it. It adapts in certain ways, but in certain ways it gets tired because it's 24-hour-a-day torture. So your body just, in your mind, you know, they're working on your mind too, you know, with constant dialogue, with remote neural monitoring, phrasing, and V2K. And I think it's very important that I go see my neurologist and try and get his help. Just seeing how these areas, like my auditory cortex and my visual cortex, have been affected from this. Even if I can't tell him everything that's going on. But I hope you guys are doing all right. I kind of just want to go ahead and make a lot of videos. Just documenting everything, documenting my thoughts about it, events that have happened. You know, I'm a hard target for these guys, and I want y'all, all TIs, be a hard target for them. Don't do their work for them. Make them really have to work. You know, use defenses. Right now I have 10 Q-Wave Defenders on. Right now, they really do help. Like, I can sit there, I can get on conference calls, I can drive out, I can do things, and I do have amounts of pain. But without these things, I don't know if I'd be alive. Without the Altera whole house plugs and the Q-Wave Defenders, I think I'm really gonna start working on stuff to put on my body too, and getting an enclosure while I sleep, because they do a lot of the subliminals and subliminals, triggers, remote neural monitoring stuff while you're sleeping, with the directed dreaming and stuff like that. So it's very important to protect yourself while you sleep, because these people, they don't have any compunction about wait until you're awake and cogent, wait until you're not unconscious to attack your body. They just don't have that philosophy holding them back, where it's dishonorable or anything. I don't know if they think anything's dishonorable. I think that they think if they can get away with it, then it's okay. If it looks a certain way, then it's okay, and they can just pretend to be good people. That doesn't really fly in my world, and I know all you TIs out there, you think the same thing. You do the right thing. There's a one light white SUV kind of going over the sides. My phone's getting hot, and there's a one light red truck with a trailer. So I have about 5 minutes left. I'm just going to try and get as much vehicular stalking as I can. And then in non-TIs, please look at this. If you don't believe this stuff, look. If you are any way a scientist or into math, think about the probability of seeing this many one-light cars. Don't shake your head and be like, oh well, if you're looking for it, you're gonna get it. Don't do that. Things happen in the real world. So I just want y'all to look at things like that. Look at these lights changing on me. And then listen to my words. It's very important. This stuff is horrible. They're attacking women, children, and